Welcome back to the Rebuild Recovery Podcast, where we talk all things recovery, not just about how to get clean, but how to stay clean and rebuild a life that is worth staying clean for. My name is Hayden Thorne, and I've lived through addiction, I've lived through recovery, and I know the fight that it takes to keep going when relapse is knocking at the door. Today, we're going to talk about something I really love. These are 10 spiritual truths for recovery. They're not just fluffy tips, they're not motivational slogans, they're actually foundations. And if you're serious about recovery, not just about avoiding relapse, but actually becoming a better man, then these truths really do matter. Think of these like the concrete slab that your life is built on. If these truths are strong, your recovery will stand. If you ignore them, your house will crumble. So let's get into it. Spiritual truth number 1. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Addiction made us selfish. When we were using, it's all about survival. We lied, manipulate, we take because the only thing that mattered was getting on. People become collateral damage. Recovery flips that. The first spiritual truth is simple but heavy. Treat others the way you want to be treated. You want respect? Show it first. You want truth? Become trustworthy. You want forgiveness from your family? Then forgive others. It's not just about them though, it's also about how you treat yourself. Most men in recovery are savage on themselves. You call yourself a junkie, a failure, a screw up, but you'd never say that to another mate in recovery with you, but you fire it at yourself every day. This truth demands self-respect too. Feed your body decent food, train, rest, speak words that build instead of destroy. So here's the challenge. Next time you catch yourself tearing yourself down, stop. Replace it with something that respects the man you're becoming. Instead of, I've stuffed up again, say, I've learning. That one shift changes how you carry yourself and how others experience you. Recovery starts here. If you can't honor yourself and others, everything else falls apart. But when you live by this truth, trust starts to rebuild, respect grows, and you begin to finally feel connected instead of isolated. Spiritual truth number 2, harm is the real enemy. In addiction, it was destruction. Every choice in that old life created harm to yourself, to your body, to your family, and to your future. Recovery is the opposite. It's about cutting harm out of your life one decision at a time. And here's the thing, relapse doesn't start when you pick up. It starts the moment harm sneaks back in. It might look small at first, like snapping at your partner or skipping the gym, telling a little lie, isolating instead of reaching out, but those small harms snowball. They chip away at your recovery until you're standing on shaky ground. So the spiritual truth here is this: harm is the real enemy. If you want to rebuild, you've got to make harm your red flag. When you spot it, stop it. So ask yourself daily, did my words build or did they cut today? Did my choices strengthen me or weaken me? Did my actions move me closer to the man I'm becoming or drag me back to who I was? This doesn't mean you'll be perfect because you're human. You'll stuff up, but recovery isn't about never falling. It's about catching yourself quicker every single time. Harm thrives in silence and denial. Healing thrives in honesty and action. So here's your challenge. Pick one area where you know you're still harming yourself or others and call it out. Write it down, tell someone, and then take one step today to end that harm. Because every time you cut harm out of your life, you strengthen your recovery and you prove to yourself that you're building a life that is worth staying clean for. Spiritual truth number 3, real change isn't about guilt. Most of us wasted years drowning in guilt. We woke up after a binge and then the shame hits. I'm useless, I've ruined everything, and I'll never change. And what happens next? You use again to escape the guilt. It's a loop. But here's the truth. Guilt never changed anyone. It just keeps us chained to the past. Real change happens with repentance. The raw meaning, to turn around. Repentance is about owning what you did and shifting direction. It's not shifting into self-pity, it's taking action. You lied to your partner, well, own it and tell the truth next time. You lost your temper, apologize and practice restraint tomorrow. You missed a meeting, get to the next one and recommit. That's repentance. That's change. You don't need to punish yourself to grow. You need to correct your course. Think of recovery like driving a car. If you drifted onto the wrong side of the road, guilt won't fix it. You can sit there beating yourself up until you crash your car, or you can turn the wheel and get back into your lane. So here's your challenge. Next time you catch yourself stuck in guilt, stop and ask, what's the action that will move me forward right now? Then do that. Recovery isn't about living flawlessly. It's about refusing to stay stuck in the old same patterns. And that shift from guilt to change is where real freedom begins. Spiritual truth number 4, let go or stay stuck. Resentment is poison. It doesn't just live in your head, it eats into your recovery. Every grudge you carry is weight on your back, pulling you closer to relapse. Think about it. You're still angry at your ex, you're still replaying what your old boss said to you, or you're still holding bitterness towards your parents. Who does that hurt? Not them, it just hurts you. They've moved on, but you're still drinking the poison every day. This spiritual truth is brutal but simple. Let go or stay stuck. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay. It's not about pretending it didn't hurt. Forgiveness is you cutting the chain that ties you to the past. It's saying, you don't get to control my thoughts, my emotions, or my future anymore. Some blokes think forgiveness makes them weak. It's the opposite. It's strength. It takes power to release what's been weighing you down for years. And it's not just other people. You might need to forgive yourself too. And that can be the hardest one. But if you don't, you'll keep punishing yourself. And sooner or later, you'll look for relief the old way. So here's your challenge. Write down one resentment you're still carrying. A name, a situation, a memory, then make a decision to let it go. You don't need a big ceremony. You just need a clear choice. I refuse to carry this anymore. Because if you don't let go, you stay stuck. But the moment you do, you open a space for peace, growth, and freedom. Spiritual truth number 5, the power is already inside you. Addiction convinces you that you are powerless, that you need a substance to cope, to sleep, or to feel normal. It whispers that you'll never have what it takes to live clean, but recovery proves the opposite. The strength you need has always been inside you. Call it God, spirit, higher power, whatever word lands with you. The truth is that power isn't out there somewhere, it's in you. Think about the moments when you resisted a craving, when every cell in your body screamed at you to use, but you didn't. That wasn't luck. That was the strength already inside you showing up. When you prayed and felt peace for the first time in years, that was spirit in you. When you picked up the phone instead of a drink, that was the spirit in you. When you walked back into the meeting after relapsing, humbled but determined, that was spirit in you. This truth flips the script. You don't have to go searching. You don't have to earn it. You already carry the power to rebuild. The more you trust it, the stronger it gets. So here's your challenge. Next time you feel like you can't do something in recovery, pause, take a breath, and say to yourself, the strength is already in me. Then act from that place. Because the day you start trusting that inner power is the day you stop being a victim of your addiction and start being a man of recovery. Spiritual truth number 6, check yourself every day. Addiction thrives in denial and you don't look at yourself honestly. You ignore the damage you're causing. You convince yourself everything's fine when your life is falling apart. Recovery flips that on its head. The spiritual truth here is simple. Check yourself every day. That means taking an honest look at your words, your actions, and your motives, and then ask yourself, did I live in integrity today? Where did I slip? And what can I do better tomorrow? It doesn't mean beating yourself up. It means staying awake, because relapse doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in through little compromises that you ignore. Skipping up one meeting, lying about something small, hiding how you're really feeling. Before you know it, you're sliding. Daily examination keeps you sharp. It's like cleaning your house every day instead of letting the mess pile up until you can't move. Small, consistent checks stops chaos from taking over. And here's the catch. Honesty is brutal. It's easier to tell yourself you're fine, but every time you get real about your flaws and own them, you get stronger. So here's your challenge. Tonight, before bed, grab a notebook, write down 3 things you did well today and 1 thing you'll improve tomorrow. Do it daily for a week and watch how much more grounded you feel. Because recovery isn't about never messing up. It's about refusing to lie to yourself. And men who check themselves daily are the ones who keep moving forward. Spiritual truth number 7. Action beats talk every time. Talk is cheap. Anyone can say, I'm working on myself, I'm serious about my recovery, but words don't keep you clean. Actions do. Addiction was full of talk. Promises to your family, excuses to your boss, lies to yourself, and none of it held any weight. Recovery is where you flip it. You stop talking about what you want to be and start proving it with every action. You say you value connection, will show up at a meeting. You say health matters, train, eat clean, and sleep. You say that you're done lying, tell the truth, even when it stings. Action is where the rubber meets the road. No one believes you're rebuilding because of what you say. They believe it when they see consistency. This is why half measures don't work in recovery. Skipping the steps, coasting through, only doing the easy bits, it won't work. Growth lives in actions you take when you don't feel like it. So here's your challenge today. Pick one thing you've been talking about but not doing. A call you've been avoiding, a meeting you've been skipping, a habit you've been putting off. Do it today, no delay. Because at the end of the day, recovery is built on what you do, not what you say. And when you start stacking actions, the talk becomes unnecessary. People will see the change without you ever having to sell it. Spiritual truth number 8, pride relapses, humility grows. Every relapse I've ever seen has pride at the root. Pride whispers, I've got this now. I don't need meetings. I don't need to call anyone, and I'm sweet. That's the most dangerous headspace you can get into. Pride isolates, it shuts you off from support, it makes you think you're stronger than addiction, and the second you buy into that lie, you're halfway back to using. Humility is the antidote. Humility says, I can't do this alone. Humility keeps you accountable and it keeps you open to advice. It reminds you that recovery isn't a solo sport, it's a team effort. Some blokes hear humility and think weakness. That's crap. Humility is strength because it takes guts to admit you need help. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to share honestly, and to ask for guidance. And here's the kicker. Humility isn't just about admitting weakness. It's about staying teachable, even when you're doing well. It's easy to listen when your life is burning down, but the test is whether you stay humble when things are going right. So here's your challenge. Check your pride this week. Ask yourself, where am I refusing help? Where am I pretending that I've got it handled? And then flip it and make one move of humility. Ask for help. Admit a struggle and lean on a brother, because pride will drag you back to relapse. But humility, that's what keeps you growing stronger every day. Spiritual truth number 9, service gives you purpose. Addiction shrinks your world until it's all about you, your cravings, your problems, and your chaos. Recovery cracks that shell wide open, and one of the fastest ways to find real meaning is through service. Service is simple. Help someone else. Call the new bloke before he calls his dealer. Encourage a brother in a group who is struggling. Set up the chairs at a meeting, or just show up for your kids when they need you, not just when it suits you. It doesn't have to be grand, it just needs to be genuine. Here's the truth. When you're stuck in your own head, replaying your past or obsessing over your problems, you're in danger. Service drags you out of that loop. It reminds you recovery isn't just about you staying clean, it's about building a life that lifts others. The men who thrive in recovery are the ones who serve, because service gives you purpose, and purpose armors against relapse. When your life is bigger than your own cravings, you've got something worth fighting for. So here's your challenge. Do one act of service today. Doesn't matter how small. Reach out, encourage, support, then pay attention to how it shifts your mood. That lightness you feel, that's purpose. Because when you start living in service, you stop asking, what's in it for me, and start asking, who can I help? And that shift changes everything. Spiritual truth number 10, your body is the temple. Addiction wrecked our bodies, sleepless nights, garbage food, stress, booze, and drugs, years of punishment stacked on top of each other. And most of us treated our bodies like they didn't matter. Here's the truth, your body is the foundation of your recovery. If you treat it like trash, your recovery feels like trash. If you respect it, everything else gets stronger. Your body isn't just muscle and bone. It's where your spirit lives. It's how you show up in the world. When you fuel it with clean food, when you train, when you rest properly, you're not just doing fitness stuff, you're honoring yourself. Think about it. How do you want to feel in recovery? Clear, strong, steady, confident? You don't get there by running your body into the ground. You get there by respecting it like the temple that it is. This isn't about chasing or looking good for Instagram. It's deeper. It's about saying, I value the life that I've been given enough to take care of the body that is carrying me through it. Recovery is spiritual, yes, but it is also physical. The clearer your body is, the clearer your mind becomes. The stronger your body is, the stronger your discipline becomes. The more respect you show your body, the more respect you start demanding from life. So here's your challenge. Look at one way you're still disrespecting your body. Maybe it's sugar binges, maybe it's skipping sleep, maybe it's sitting on your ass all day. Pick one thing and change it this week. Because when you treat your body like it is a temple, recovery isn't a grind. It becomes fueled by strength, clarity, and self-respect. So, we've talked through 10 spiritual truths of recovery, 10 foundations to rebuild your life on. But if you strip them right back, every single one of them points to the same thing. It all comes down to love. Love is the root. Everything else is just love expressed in different ways. When you treat others the way you want to be treated, that's love. When you stop causing harm, that's love. When you choose change over guilt, that's love. When you forgive instead of holding resentment, that's love. When you trust the strength you already have inside you, that's love. When you check yourself honestly every day, that's love. When you back up your words with action, that's love. When you stay humble instead of prideful, that's love. When you serve others, that's love. And when you treat your body as the temple it is, that's love. Addiction stripped love out of our lives. It left us selfish, destructive, and empty. Recovery teaches us how to live by love again. And let's be clear, love isn't weak. Love is strong. Love has boundaries, and love calls you to discipline. Love gets you back up when you fall. And as we finish this episode, carry one simple question with you. What does love require of me right now? Maybe it's honesty. Maybe it's forgiveness. Maybe it's showing up when you don't feel like it. Because no matter which truth you practice today, every single one leads back to the same standard, and it all comes down to love. This is the Rebuild Recovery Podcast. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can spread this message. My name is Hayden Thorne, and thank you for listening. Go rebuild and let these spiritual truths lead your way.